Welcome back to Dino Park Media. My name is Samuel, and this week we have a returning guest, Matt Heuel from the Instagram account Isla Site B. Matt, why don't you go ahead and say hello?
Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm so excited to be on Dino Park Media again. You are a great host. I love your channel. Been a fan for a very long time. So let's make this the lost world of videos. What do you say?
That sounds good to me. Dude, I appreciate you, man. That's awesome. And today's topic for this video is we're going to be talking about the future of the Jurassic franchise. We've had, you and I, Matt, we're huge fans of the Jurassic Park series, the original JP trilogy, yes. And then Jurassic World has been a great ride as well. But JWD, Jurassic World Dominion, that's set to be the end of the beginning of the Jurassic World franchise moving forward. But first of all, before we go into the future of it, how do you think Jurassic World Dominion itself will end? Do you think that it will leave room for future media to just pick up where it leaves off? Or do you think that it's going to be something where it's just a hard cutoff and then anything that would happen after that would be a separate story altogether?
You know, that's a great question, man, honestly, because there is no real answer to it. I know Frank Marshall did say that there is going to be more content, obviously, after, Jurassic World Dominion. And what that means is unclear. But I have faith and confidence in Universal that can pump out something good. Yeah. I love Camp Cretaceous. I think it's a solid animated series. I'd personally like to see them actually go back to maybe around the time of 97 to 01, and maybe explain some things about the Spinosaurus, where that came from, that behemoth. And I'd also like to see in between Jurassic Park and Lost World, and maybe more information on Site B. And see that once you watch Lost World again, you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. Lost World is a second island rather than being so abrupt,
Yeah, no, I hear that, but as far as Jurassic World Dominion, for the longest time, since the Lost World Jurassic Park, fans have been wanting the dinosaurs to get to the mainland, right? And we finally did that with Fallen Kingdom, where it's not just one dinosaur running around in San Diego,
which is fun, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, it's not just one, it's a bunch of dinosaurs. They're on the mainland. They're breeding, as we saw from the short film Battle at Big Rock, where
great film, by the way.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But it shows how a baby Pseudoceratops is with the other adults that came over from the mainland, and it shows that, or came over from the island, and so it shows that dinosaurs are breeding. They're starting to grow in numbers on the mainland. So Jurassic World Dominion is going to be telling that story deeper. But do you think that the next thing that happens after Jurassic World Dominion will be kind of like a handoff from Dominion to the next project, whatever it might be, or do you think that it will be something different completely? For happening after post JWD timeline.
Yeah, post Jurassic World 3, I do think that we will explore what happens next, because Marshall did say that the dinosaurs are among us. So, not to quote him, but I do believe he said something along the lines of the dinosaurs are here to stay. So obviously they're alive, some of them. And where that is, I don't know. If it's Sorna, fingers crossed, huge fan of Isla Sorna.
Yes, please.
To see that again. Or the Sanctuary Island, if that's a real thing, from Fallen Kingdom. Or a different place, if they're literally just still here. Who knows what the ending to Dominion will be. But to see something moving forward would be cool. I think my only concern would be, how they handle the veterans, which would be Rexy and Blue if she survives. I want to see their arcs move forward in a nice direction. And also the people. I'd like to see Zia back. I thought she was a cool character. Maybe see, Franklin back and all, see some, a good story moving forward.
Yep. And as far as I know, I think I heard that Zia is back.
Oh, in Dominion, yeah, she's back.
Yeah. So, but yeah, post that though, that would be interesting. I'm wondering what they would do with those characters, but specifically, I think that Dominion itself, I don't think it's going to be a handoff. You know,
Oh, you
I think
don't?
that it's
Nice,
going to be
nice.
its own concise movie, its own thing, and then anything that happens after that will kind of be like some sort of like episodic event. Rather than like Rogue One to A New Hope, where that was like
Hmm.
literally a handoff of the baton, like here we
Hmm.
go, let's move right into the next movie. I feel like it's going to be more of like, nope, definitive stop, and then we're going to show what the world looks like post JWD, later on, almost like what the Mandalorian is to Return of the Jedi. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, absolutely.
it's like it's just these people that are existing in this universe after the events and consequences of what happened however many years ago. I'm pretty sure that's what JWD will set up and then give off to the future of the franchise. But you were kind of touching on it a little bit earlier.
Hmm.
To move on here, as far as like what projects might be happening in the future. So what do you think will be the next Jurassic project? Do you think it's going to be another movie, or do you think it's going to be a series? I mean, and then what time period, because this is really what specifically I'm interested in, what time period
Hmm.
do you think that they will draw from? Because will it happen, like we were talking about before, like after Jurassic World Dominion and explore the world with dinosaurs in it among the humans, or do you think that it'll be something where we go back and explore how events happened during the other movies, kind of like what Camp Cretaceous does for Jurassic World, the first one?
Yeah, it's sort of like what you alluded to earlier with Mandalorian, but in reverse. I feel like we can kind of go back in time a little bit. Well, I guess, yeah, Mandalorian is going back in time, but before 7.
Yeah.
But, the way that Jurassic Park could do that is by going before Lost World, right? Or, before Jurassic Park 3, and getting you excited for a new character that they introduce or new dinosaurs that they could introduce very easily. And then maybe, let's say 5 years down the road, they can release something to move forward, because it's such a big IP for Universal, and
Oh yeah.
they're very smart. They know what they're doing. So they want to get somebody like Colin on board to direct a really good film, and to do that, you need good characters, a good story, and fun dinosaurs. I think that's the good mixture of people, or a good mixture of talent, and for a Jurassic Park film. So that's what I think is going to happen. We really have to see Dominion, but I mean, what about you, man? What do you really think is going to happen? You were touching about the consequences of Dominion, right? What do you think of some of those are? Like maybe some diseases that they would carry, or
Dude, I didn't even think about that. The diseases thing. Like, yeah, I literally did not think about that until just right now. So I don't have much to comment on that. But I mean, that would bring out like a whole thing. That's almost like a Rise of the Planet of the Apes thing. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like where the apes end up taking over because the humans get a disease. But I think that the next big project that they would be working on, I think that they know the goal, the lightning in a bottle that they have with the Jurassic World franchise right now. I mean, even after Fallen Kingdom, which is, if you look at it objectively, the story is bad. And it pains me to say this because I really enjoy everything.
Me too.
But like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I really enjoy the movie because it's like I said, dinosaurs eating people.
Yes.
But like as a plot and as a movie, how it's actually like set up, it's not done very well. It's kind of clunky in some points, but it still does very well, and people still really enjoyed the film because of Jurassic World. And also because you can tell, even though the story wasn't very good, at least the people that made it cared about what they were making about. There's a difference between that and, I hate to even bring it up, but Star Wars Episode 9, where literally it feels like they were just making it in order to complete the series, and then like there's so many things that they have to tie together in one film because of the strayed vision. It almost feels like people were just doing it because they had to, not necessarily because they genuinely cared about it. But Fallen Kingdom,
Jurassic World: Rise of Rexy.
No,
that's what it could be called.
No, I don't do that. But I honestly think that the next project would be a live action one, I do think that they do want to explore the world with dinosaurs in it. I do think that it'll have some sort of live action experience like that. And
I would love
if
that.
I had to say anything, I bet it would be kind of a cross between The Walking Dead and and
Mm.
and like, you know, like Fallen Kingdom. So something where it shows like how the people need to survive in a world with dinosaurs being so prevalent and like carnivores being a thing. So like I don't think like society will break down and, you know, like there's like only a few survivors in the world. Like I don't think it's going to be that drastic, like the Walking Dead. But I do believe that we're going to be showing like how there might be some cities that are like almost like sanctuaries where they have these giant walls around it in order to keep out the carnivores, and like and then like traveling alone, like showing the dangers of that, going on a highway by yourself. And I think that they might explore the future of the franchise that way. But I'm with you. I hope that they go back and explore specifically the original trilogy. I want them to go to Isla Sorna. I want them to go back to I want them to have like a I want them to have a story where they go back to Isla Nublar in 1994, the year after everything went down, and
I
explore
like that.
that. Because there's apparently Clayton put out a video a couple of years ago, actually, explaining
Shout out to
how there was
Clayton.
this thing called the Jurassic Park Regenesis Project, and there was even concept art for it, and one of the images was a fully grown Dilophosaurus.
That's pretty sick, man, to see a fully grown one. What about like 8 feet tall or something?
Right, and as long as
The width.
as long as a minivan, like come on, dude, like that sounds great. And so I want to see that. I want to see people going back, trying to get like some like get research that they left on the island or something like that. Try to get it out of there, and then all that going wrong. Like I would pay to see that. I hope that
I have
they.
a question about that too, man. Do you think that have you played Jurassic Park the game 2011?
No, but I did the cheater thing and I watched the playthrough on YouTube.
I did too. I did too. But I was gonna say maybe they can go back to that story or something similar, because it's not canon as far as I know. I think soft canon was the word.
Yeah.
But it would be cool to see something like that, but with the Dilo being sort of the big bad of this. That would be beautiful. I would love that.
Dude,
That's a great idea.
I'm all for that 100%. Like and then also make that soft canon video game a hard canon TV series that they put on like for Peacock. Like that would be something that I want to see. And then also brings up the idea like Peacock, Universal's Comcast, Universal, NBC's new streaming service. I'm pretty sure that they are just like foaming at the mouth to get a Jurassic World exclusive show on their platform to get people to pay for that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. If you were to get Jurassic World on there to Peacock, I mean, it would skyrocket. I mean, NBC, Comcast, they're smart. They know what they're doing, and they know that that's their Star Wars. That's their MCU, is the Jurassic World universe. And if they can tie back into the park universe and maybe have like, even let's just say, have a DH Vince Vaughn back in there, or if you're going back to '94, have Dodson back in there and have Biosyn character Wu back in there. It would be fun, man. It would be, and I would like them to do sort of what Mandalorian did as well, by making it an episode every week. On Disney Plus, but on Peacock, on NBC's answer to that. That would be pretty fun. I would love that.
Yeah, dude. I've really been enjoying the episodic work of Mandalorian rather than just binging it all at once, because it forces people to extrapolate everything out of each individual episode, and it's just way more interesting that way.
It is, man. And it's such a, like, less is more to an extent, because once you wait 7 days for something, and it's the closest thing we have to waiting, till like, a midnight movie, instead we're watching it in our house or wherever. And, that's still, it's really relevant and fun to watch something brand new, even if it's just 45 minutes of something. Right. It keeps you tuned in. So that would be the smartest idea possible.
That's right. That's right. I'm completely with you on that. So, people over at NBC, Comcast, Universal, running Peacock, make sure that you're listening to us right now so that you can actually run this model for a Jurassic World series moving forward. Weekly episodic release date. That's what we need. But moving into third question, third question, I already answered this. But what Jurassic project do you want to see moving forward? Like, it can be any media platform. It can be a movie. It can be a series. It can be an animated series. It can be a video game, a book, anything. I already answered with specifically Regenesis. Like, I want to see a live action series go back and explore the original island. That is my all-time favorite idea for what I want to see. But what about you, Matt? What would you like to see as if you could have any project for Jurassic World moving forward?
Wow. Honestly, as cool as it would be to go back to, the mid 90s, it would be cool to go back to post JP3 and see Hoskins and see them round up the dinosaurs and see Hammond's death, I believe, in 98. And see the Spinosaurus, and see just that whole time from 01 to 15, because that's 14 years of mythos you can tap into, and there's so much you can explore from, and you can explore different hybrids if you really wanted to as well, to lead up to the I-Rex in 2015. So that's something I would really want to see is what happened to the Tyrannosaur family, especially the doe. That's my girl. I love to see what happened to the doe. The Doe Rex and the Buck and the Junior, and see, because apparently there's 6 or 7 Tyrannosaurs on the island. Let's see what those look like. There's so much to explore. Did the Velociraptors have a civil war? The tiger striped and then the feathered. Did they? Stuff like that really gets me excited to think about.
Yeah, dude, I completely agree with you. And actually, to be 100% honest, like, I think that Universal has been, and I appreciate how slow they've been rolling things out rather than just, fire hosing it like Star Wars, like Disney did with Star Wars over the past 5 years. But I think that they've really been underutilizing their video game department. I mean, right now, like they let out Jurassic World Evolution. They've had some Jurassic World mobile games, and then they also had Aftermath come out just this past December, which I still have to check out, by the way. But all that to say, that's not very much Jurassic World, Jurassic Park video.
Not at all. Not at all, man. Yeah.
The series has been live since 2015 again, and been resurrected since 2015, and we don't have very much out. I think an incredible opportunity would be able to explore the the intermediary time between The Lost World, Jurassic Park, and JP3, and then specifically playing as a raptor, and then then having to go through either you're either one of the JP3 raptors or the tiger stripe raptors, and then you actually facilitate and you play through the Civil War, having to avoid the other giant dinosaurs. I don't know how you would do it, because you can't go specifically the Isle, if you know what that video game is. You can't just go 100% like that and just open world. You would have to have some sort of story to play through. But oh man, I don't know. That sounds cool.
Now, that's a good idea. It actually reminds me of, I think, 97, 98, when the Lost World video game came out, and it said, you can be the T-Rex. That's actually pretty cool, man. I like that. I was thinking of I believe the video game was called Turok or something.
Oh, yeah.
I played that a long time ago. I used to love that. Just being that first-person shooter, I guess shooting down dinosaurs would be cool. But yeah, to see more video games like that, like an arcade-style game, Yeah. I remember at Chuck E. Cheese back in the day, man, the Jurassic Park arcade game, that was so much fun. It wasn't, the best graphics or anything like that, but just by having that sense of fear, oh my gosh, this could happen here, this could happen there. That's sort of what Aftermath did. I give Universal props for that. That was pretty cool. They put out that, but more of that, more fear, more chaos. I love it. I eat it up.
Yep. Oh man, Malcolm would be so proud of you right now. More chaos. Yeah, but Matt, I feel like we've got some high standards that we're creating for ourselves for Universal to hit. Now Universal, you need to give us this and this and this.
Yes,
and
now.
Jurassic World. But then again, I mean, it just means that we're chomping at the bit. We want more, and hopefully Universal will be able to pick that up and go like, okay, don't worry. Once JWD comes out, you got a lot of stuff to look forward to. But that's all the time that we got for today. Matt, I just want to say thank you so much for being on here, sharing your opinions, and any last words that you wanted to give us before we sign off here a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just shout out to the Jurassic Park fans. We stayed loyal. I remember the dark days from 01 to 15. We were looking up Dan's JP3 page, looking up what was going to happen next, what was going to happen in Jurassic Park 4, human hybrid, what's going to happen, is Keira Knightley going to be involved? We stuck through it. So shout out to everyone watching. The Jurassic Park community we're tough, man. We're tough. So shout out to you guys. And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, my name's SiteB, Isla Sorna. I'd love to connect with you guys. Obviously this guy knows what he's doing. He's one of the best to do it on YouTube. So shout out to you, man, too. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, well, I appreciate that, Matt. And thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to subscribe to Dino Park Media here on YouTube and click that notification bell in order to stay updated on all videos moving forward. And then also in the comment section, what do you want to see in the future of the Jurassic World franchise? Like, leave a comment with what project you would want to see in the future, and maybe we can attack what we see in the comments later on sometime in the future, right, Matt?
Well, absolutely. Go wild, guys! I can't wait to see this. Let's see what ideas everybody has. We come together. I love it.
That's right. But guys, know you are loved. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.